They're more abominable than adorable. Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 fakest babies in movies. For this list, we're looking at the worst looking movie babies created with visual or practical effects. Number 10. Baby Arnie Jr. In this sci-fi comedy, Arnold Schwarzenegger defies all kinds of scientific odds and becomes pregnant.
I'm pregnant.
After impregnating himself, he has a dream where he's given birth and sees his baby for the first time.
Mama!
When he holds the baby in his hand, the first thing he notices is how closely the child resembles him. Way too closely. Gap teeth and all. When a parent sees its child for the first time, it's quite an experience. But it'll never get as uncanny as big old Arnie seeing his face photoshopped onto his kid. Number 9. Minivan Baby Hellboy 2: The Golden Army. When confronted by our titular hero, the elf prince Nuada summons a massive forest god creature to kill Hellboy in the middle of the streets.
It's an elemental, a giver of life and a destroyer.
Huh?
A forest god.
As he gets ready to kill the creature, Hellboy saves a baby and carries it along. As he runs, we get to see very little of the wrapped up baby, but when we finally do get a look at it, a rubbery baby face appears.
You gotta trust me, little buddy, okay?
This is another situation where Hellboy saves the day in a messy way. He makes things worse by tossing the baby up towards the camera for its brief, not so cute close-up while he loads his gun.
You woke up the baby.
Number 8. Mikey in the Womb. Look Who's Talking. This rom-com follows a woman throughout her pregnancy and the birth of her son, as she lives life as a single mom.
Yeah, but you're having a baby.
You try it on.
I want a baby. Should I have one with Neil?
You love him?
No.
I think you should try some of that Nobel Prize winner sperm.
Seemingly standard fare. That is, until we start to hear the voice of the unborn baby in voiceover.
No, don't push. Hey, stop with the pushing already. Hey, I'm falling. Oh.
While little Mikey continues to share his thoughts through narration when he enters the world, we want to focus on seeing the fetus inside Molly's womb after her water breaks. After his mother is given pain meds, we soon realize that she's not the only one being affected, as her baby ends up being stoned.
Now that is a little more like it. Whoa. Hey, here's Mr. Hand here. Wow. Oh, now that is very cosmic. I don't understand. Whoa.
Realistic much? We're not doctors, but we're pretty sure that's not how it works. Number 7. Old Baby Benjamin. The Curious Case of Benjamin Button. As we all know, the story of Benjamin Button starts with him being born a wrinkly senior and dying an infant.
He looked at me, and I knew that he knew who I was. And then he closed his eyes as if...
When Queenie first finds old baby Benjamin on the doorsteps of the nursing home she works at, she's shocked at his abnormal appearance, and yet takes him in anyway. There were some amazing visual effects in this movie, but our first glimpse of Brad Pitt as a CGI elderly infant left a lot to be desired. It's also a sharp contrast to when Queenie carries the baby into her room when he seems suddenly still and lifeless.
You are as ugly as an old pot. You still a child of God.
Number 6. Baby Rolling Down the Hill. Kung Pao Enter the Fist. At the beginning of this cult classic martial arts parody, the hero known as the Chosen One escapes death as a baby, only to come back as an adult to exact revenge. When he makes his mighty escape in the prologue, the Chosen One crawls to a rough stony hill and rolls down it, without a scratch. Of course, the baby would survive with only dirt on him, because the rolling was all done by a stiff plastic baby doll, with the same footage repeated over and over again. It's fake, but so delightfully fake.
So cute.
Number 5. Baby Dawn. Train Spotting. In Danny Boyle's dark comedy classic, jobless heroin addict Renton, played by Ewan McGregor, is forced to go cold turkey by his family.
I appreciate what you're trying to do, I really do, but I just need one more score lately. Just bring me one more hit, please.
During this time in his bedroom, he goes through a very intense withdrawal, during which he hallucinates seeing Dawn, the dead baby of his addict friend Sick Boy, crawling on his ceiling. As it approaches, the baby moves very mechanically, like a wind-up doll, and its enlarged rotating head only makes it look more so. For some, this may be distracting, but for others, it just might add to the eerie effect of the scene. Number 4. Every single baby. Baby geniuses. The idea of intelligent babies leading a sci-fi action adventure sounds fun on paper, but it might have worked better in animation.
Amazing.
In live action, the premise is a lot more cringe than cute. Here, when the baby stars perform stunts and action sequences, it's either obviously an older stunt double or an older stunt double with a CGI head pasted on top. In scenes when they're talking to each other, either the dubbing is off or their mouths just look really weird.
She wouldn't do that. Do what? Keep a child from its mother just to prove her fury? Oh, really?
And even though the sequel that absolutely no one asked for came out 5 years later, the effects just seem to get glaringly worse.
Hey kids, if you're watching this right now, things can't be good.
Number 3. Alvie, Son of the Mask. Among the many cinematic sins made by this sequel to Jim Carrey's smokin' hit The Mask, the presence of baby Alvie sticks out like a sore thumb.
Hello, my baby. Hello, my honey. Hello, my ragtime gal.
Conceived by Tim Avery while wearing the magical mask, this baby possesses all the powers of the mask and puts them to use way too often. Whenever he uses his powers to play with their mask-possessed puppy, he turns from real-life human baby to a cartoony CGI rubber brat. We get it, it's impossible for someone to do stunts for a baby, but wasn't it possible to at least make CGI Alvie look more like his human self instead of a hybrid, stretchy baby doll? Number 2. Baby Renesmee, The Twilight Saga, Breaking Dawn Part 2.
You nicknamed my daughter after the Loch Ness Monster?!
Bella and Edward's baby is meant to be a miraculous and preternatural child. And you can tell that the filmmakers tried to make her face more animated for that reason. But why did she have to look so animated? Right from the moment Rosalie introduces Bella and us to baby Renesmee, it's impossible to look away from what looks like an older, very expressive baby's face floating on top.
She's gifted.
To make matters worse, she gets quite a lot of close-ups to put that creepy face in our faces. But then again, good thing they went animated and not animatronic like they originally planned. Before we unveil the creepiest number 1 pick, here are a few honorable mentions. Zombie Baby, Dawn of the Dead. Satan's Man Baby, The Passion of the Christ. A Baby That's a Blanket, Undercover Blues.
It's a very fortunate thing for you my wife wasn't here.
Roundabout Baby, Shoot 'em Up. Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. The Kyle's Baby, American Sniper. Topping off our list is the brief appearance made by this doll baby in Clint Eastwood's war drama. When he returns from a mission to meet his newborn daughter, Chris Kyle, played by Bradley Cooper, and his wife Taya, played by Sienna Miller, have an introspective conversation about their relationship and his absence from the family.
I see you, I feel you, but you're not here.
But what takes most of us away from the scene is the baby in Chris's hands. When it switches from the arms of mother to father, the baby clearly becomes motionless. Afterwards, Cooper is clearly puppeteering it with his thumb. Eastwood is known for his brisk and efficient filming style, but this is a little too much.
If you think this war isn't changing you, you're wrong.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.